Alright everybody, let me introduce you guys to the babies first, so we know who's who. Alright, so first of all, we have Gustavo, or Gus for short. And as of now, he's about 4 months old. And yeah, Gustavo is a very little happy camper. As you can tell by the picture, he likes to smile a lot. And he also likes to talk a lot, which could be a positive trait about him, just on the side note. Alright, so the next baby we have is Aureline, and she is only 2 months old. And I hope I'm pronouncing and spelling her name right. And finally, last but not least, we have Riley. Now, baby Riley is the oldest of the bunch, and he is 10 months old. So now that we've met everybody, let's move on to the video.
What's up?
What's up, cuz? You have that smiling face.
Yeah, what's
up? See, looking so
Can you say hello?
Yeah. There you go. See?
Goo goo gaga.
There you go.
You're cute.
You're cute.
Thank you.
So it's pretty obvious that I'm not the best when it comes to baby talk. But I mean, come on, I'm only 20 years old, never had a kid, and kind of find it hard to say what I mean and to mean what I say. Anyway, there are a few things that happen here, but I will elaborate. First of all, Gustavo responds to my greeting. When I said hello,
Hi. How are you doing today? Hello, sir.
which is a form of prelinguistic communication. At least I hope he has responded to me, because my aunt was also off to the side playing with him, if you didn't catch it. But either way, the little man responds with some baby smack. Now let's see what Riley has to say. Keep in mind, his mother is going to talk to him, not me, because he is scared of me.
Hi, Riley. Riley boy. Hi, Riley boy. Riley boy. Hi.
Well, it seems like the little man was preoccupied with his little curio of some sort, which will also be a concept covered later in this video. But it is okay, because he responded to his mother once. Of course, when she touched his foot, the little man was like, "Yo, what do you want, woman? Can't you see that I'm playing with my little toy over here? Can you please go away?" But anyway, he does a fairly decent job at demonstrating the prelinguistic communication concept. Although, on a side note, I do think that Gustavo did a little better job at it, but it's okay. We can't judge here, folks, although I kinda did. But let's move on.
Aralyn, mamas.
Well, it seems like our little baby girl Aureline is showing a bit of an attitude when she does not respond to her dad's callings. But this does cover what I wanted to demonstrate in the first place. As you may have heard in the background was some Spanish music, which may have come from the TV or the radio, and it seems like baby Arlene would rather shift her attention to that. And so she is clearly demonstrating selective attention. It seems she was also occupied with her little toy, so that may have also been a cause of her ignoring her dad. But, I mean, I understand her position completely. I mean, I would probably be ignoring someone too if I was evidently busy doing something. But jokes aside, let's bring back Riley to the spotlight. Here we can see that Riley has shifted his full attention from the other toy he was previously playing with to the toy in his mom's hand. Now I know it might look like all that happens up there is white noise, but we could clearly see that he's very intrigued with the orange toy. He's probably saying something in his head like, "Whoa, that's a pretty cool thing to chew on." But then when his mom actually gives it to him, he shifts his attention back to the original toy he was playing with. I mean, I guess he has a favorite. And I guess it's time to move on to our last concept. So let me just explain what I'm doing here. I'm simply just allowing Gustavo to observe my hand so I can record what he does with it. And I initially went into doing this to see if he can mimic or imitate what I'm doing with my hand, but it seems that things turned south.
He's making so many noises. Observing my hand. Oh no, he's gonna eat my hand! My hand. No, you don't eat this.
So yeah, little bro wanted a piece of me. And the reason I decided to categorize this as an infant's sensory motor development is because at first, Gustavo was observing my hand, of course using his sense of vision and touch. And I guess by eating it, he understood what it was according to his perception of it. And what I mean by this is that later, when I decided to show him my hand again, he decided to go in for another scoop. Of course, I didn't let him, as he started to whine, because I wanted to teach him that cannibalism is not the way to go. So hopefully he has learned from this
Call him
experience.
Gus. I think he's busy though.
Well, that pretty much covers my 3 concepts of cognitive development in infants. And as you may understand, babies, they're not very compliant in following directions. Especially when, babies want mama instead of me. But, I tried my best. So, yeah, I really hope that my video has helped y'all somewhat understand the demonstrations of the concepts that I've covered. And so I thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Hey, hey, ah.
We are, you know, with their plate.
Oh yeah.